What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a great day. We are playing some more King Arthur Legends Rise. This is a sponsored video, so huge shout out to Netmarble for sponsoring the video. We're going to be testing out the new champion, Iweret, if that's how you pronounce it correctly. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you want to come and have some fun with us, be sure to download the game using the link in my description as well as the pinned comment. There's also tons of promo codes out for you guys to use right now. You can go check them out on Hell Hades site or Ayumi Love. They'll all be there. I think we actually just got one yesterday or so. So definitely going to want to enter all of those promo codes while you can, guys. But this champion, pretty sweet. And we were able to get her from a Tim Pop that was actually crazy. I'm going to show you guys. I pulled 3 Legos in this Tim Pop on the banner trying to get the new champ. Man, extreme luck. I've had some pretty good luck so far on my account, but let's take a look at the champ. Let's see what she can do. I think she's going to be able to do some big damage for us. Now, obviously, she places mark, right? That's the big thing with her. If we look at her relic, she places mark and she deals damage, additional damage based on marks on the boss. In the equipment dungeon, we have to place marks on the boss in order to keep his buffs down because he gains a ton of buffs. This boss here is Skowhag. So she's perfect for it. I didn't really have a reliable mark champ on my account, but if we, come in and search by marked here, if we go to our sort, go down to skill effects, negative effects, and then you go ahead and get mark, you can see which champions are going to be able to provide mark for you. And as you can see, I don't have a ton of options. So she was actually right on time. We're actually going to be trying to place mark with Douglas here before she goes to try to, get that maximum damage up out of her. But as far as her kit goes, pretty solid. Passive ability when attacking, 100% independent chance to grant each serpent's favorite ally a CS rate increase too. So if you want to run her with, serpent's favorite allies, that's going to be best for sure because she's going to increase their crit rate. Second passive, upon critical strike, 100% chance to gain Black Magic Wrath for 2 turns, which increases her damage and her hit accuracy, both very important. Also going to charge her attack gauge by 50%, which is huge. So you're going to want to build her with some crit rate for sure. And the last passive, when attacking while you have Black Magic Wrath, 100% chance to charge the attack gauge by 100%. 100% chance to gain Prepare Black Magic Tracking, which deals some damage here as well for you. If the last hit strikes a target with 3 or more marks, each one has a 100% chance to trigger Mark Explosion. So she has an opportunity to do some huge damage, especially if you have, I believe, Sigrun, which I don't have yet, but with luck we could have soon. You could do some crazy damage with her if you have that champion. If you don't, she's still going to be pretty viable for you. Her active skills, though, the first one has a chance to place mark, deals some okay damage there. It is a double hit. It's fair to say that she could be decent for you in the plane of beast because she does have multi-hit abilities on the 2 active skills that actually deal damage. Her second skill doesn't actually deal any damage, but it just gives her a ton of buffs and an opportunity to place mark. So solid champ that could be used in that dungeon because she does have a 3-hitter here on her big smack, 2 hits there on her A1. So possibly an option for people who don't have other options, but that dungeon is not terrible. They do give you free to play options. Pretty much day one, you can go in with like Tristan and Kay and Morgan, get it done pretty easily. But her big smack is a triple hitter. Total damage, 198% attack upon critical strike. Deals additional damage 1 time if the target has a mark. Damage of 117% of her attack, which you can obviously scale all of these up to be even more deadly. Now, the build that I have on her is nothing crazy, guys. We are on, I believe this is day 8. Let me check, or day 9. So day 10. Oh, I'm all thrown off. So I'm on day 10. But my gear is not great, but I think that she will be able to perform for us. She's also not fully level 60. I just did 6-star her this morning, but we got some okay ish stats. I made sure I got, a little bit of attack. There's almost none here compared to what, in-game builds look like. Got some effect accuracy, so she can be placing mark from time to time on her as well. Don't really have much attack speed, but I'm trying to get her to go after Douglas. We did give him a good bit of attack speed so that he can go before her and place mark before her. Not sure if it's going to work out exactly how we want, but it could work out. So let's actually go into the equipment dungeon here and test it out. Let's see. Let's actually just do the last one that I completed. Not sure if we can actually do the next one. So we're going to be running her with Guinevere. We got Sarah in there to give us some heals because we're definitely going to need heals. And we have Douglas. And I kind of like Douglas for this, right? Because if we look at his kit, his passive, after inflicting mark, he has a 70% chance to gain defense increase 1 for 4 turns. And the second passive, when hit while Douglas has 2 or more defense increases, remove all defense increases, and then allies gain damage immunity. So that damage immunity could come in handy for us to mitigate us being killed, right? And of course, he's able to place mark with his A1 and his A2. His A3 does not place mark for us, so we don't really want to, we don't really need to use it. It's going to grant him a buff, give him some survivability, but otherwise, he's just there to place mark for us. So we're going to go into the dungeon. We're going to actually just do one battle. It's probably going to take quite a bit of time because, the gear is not the greatest, but I'm going to set a preset here. We want to make sure we're getting mark out of Douglas. Sarah, she can, do whatever she wants to do with her heals at the time. Guinevere, going to make sure I prio the big smack for sure, get that charged, and she can place a shield for us there. We're going to go 1 and 2 there, try to get mark up where we can, and then go ahead and with the big smack. We also want to make sure we get those buffs on her. If I did have Chivalry 1 on her, she would go even crazier, but we don't have it. And I'm actually going to just try and place mark for us here. Hopefully it can proc. We'll go ahead and place on this middle one. So we get a mark up there. And we can go for these buffs, but I kind of want to smack while she has the mark. We do kind of need these buffs though, to be honest. So let's actually cycle back around. Let's go ahead and use her second ability here. And after the first time we see what her damage is going to be like, then I'll just throw it on auto and we'll see exactly what we come out with. So I probably should have waited because we're going to lose mark. Yep, we lost mark. And now she has jumped in front of Douglas, which is not exactly what we want to do. But let's see how much the big smack. Yeah, it smacks. It's doing some crazy damage there. Some crazy damage. Let's see if she can come back around. She's not going to have her big smack, but we can get mark up again. So let's actually put it on this guy. Unless she, I don't know, by the grace of God, gets some favor. We didn't get any mark there. So let's just use our A2 again, buff up again. Okay, she placed mark herself. We're going to take a shield for our champs. Let's just attack anyone, get mark up over there. It would be great to have some turn meter boost in a comp for her. Just get her cycling back through her skills a lot faster. And big smack, yep, she's gonna do damage. And boom, we get bonus damage there. Solid. Let's go into the boss with all of our skills on cooldown. Just gonna use that A1 there, not waste anything. And then the boss, I'm just gonna pretty much put it on auto for a bit. Try to see if we could sync up the timing right. Our A1 ability doing some okay damage, not crazy. We did get marked. Now we have 2 marks up, helping us out a bit, but they're gonna fall off. That's the one thing about debuffs in this game is without skill ups and things like that, you don't really have an opportunity. I don't know too many champs that I have that are able to just place a debuff flat out for more than one turn, so they usually drop off pretty quickly. So when you're setting things up, like setting up champs that really need setup to be effective, it can be quite difficult, but fun to figure it out for sure. So let's see here. We're at the boss. We have all of our skills. Let's try to use Douglas's A2 here to just get mark up on the boss. No mark on the boss. I don't think got taken down, abnormal status immunity at the moment, attack gauge decrease immunity, his hit accuracy is up. We're gonna go ahead and buff up now. See if Douglas can come back around, get some markup for us. Let's go ahead and charge Guinevere there, who we just did a video on. We get one mark over here, but it's gonna drop off. We get a mark on the boss as well, but it's gonna drop off. That mark is definitely needed. Let's see if we can get markup again, possibly. Can we get it up? Okay, we have markup. And now we're gonna use her big smack here. Deals additional damage one time if the target has mark, right? And mark lowers defense by 5% and evasion by 10%. So let's go ahead and actually use that right on the boss, and let's see how much damage we get out of it. Boom. So a big smack, and then Guinevere coming right behind. Solid. Very solid damage out of her. I'm going to slap it on auto, see exactly, how long this takes. I've been manually, been talking for 4 minutes now. But as you can see, she can do some significant damage for you. Really, really nice. And I don't have like a Bedivere on my account. I haven't been lucky enough to pull them yet in this, 10 days. And as you see there, she's doing some additional damage as well. She smacks, man. She smacks. From everything I've seen, she's going to be able to compete with Bedivere as far as damage, or even exceed his damage. With the right setup, obviously, with chivalry, obviously with, skill ups and all of that good stuff. She's shaping up to be a very, very strong champion. Very, very strong. Even on an account like mine that's still progressing, still trying to push the basics of content. Very helpful champ. I'm going to be using her in a ton of places. Obviously, this is where she's going to shine. There's probably a few other places. Well, everywhere. You need damage everywhere. So we got a few marks up. Douglas, it doesn't look like Douglas is coming back around. Douglas is kind of behind her at the moment. Not sure why it is. I think she's boosting her attack gauge in some way, which is kind of helpful, but also counterproductive because we want to make sure we're getting the marks up. So we don't get mark up there. We're going to buff up now. Maybe Douglas can get a markup after the boss goes for us. Okay, we get one markup on the boss, and she decides to buff again, which is fine. Even though we prioed her A3. So that's the issue with like running things on auto and the system of vigor. There's no actual cooldown. She just used her A2 skill 3 times in a row, which is not ideal. But I don't think she's gonna jump in front of the boss here. We're just gonna use Douglas single target ability. Yep. She's not gonna jump in front of the boss. We're gonna go ahead and just smack with this A3. And as you can see, she's like depleting the wings. The wings, they literally don't stand a chance there. We don't need much healing. We have a ton of survivability with Douglas's passive right there. As you can see, whoops, I can't click the buffs. Okay, I guess I can't just click the buffs. Douglas providing us some defense increase, which is helping us out quite a bit. I'm just gonna slap it back on auto. Clearly, these things don't want to line up. We get marked from her there. Her A2 ability, which is solid. Kind of wish I had a Sigrun though to really get the most out of her. But this is working out for us because the boss is, as long as he has mark, we're not getting in trouble with him increasing his buffs, right? So he can't gain a buff, and this boss gains a ton of buffs. And the only way to really mitigate the damage that he's gonna eventually do to you is to place mark. So even if I can't get it to line up perfectly for me, this works, right? The comp will overtime win. And it's working. It's working out. And this is a ridiculously long run at this point. It's like Guinevere coming in with some crazy damage for us. And the boss is up. All right, boss is going kind of crazy. We get a markup. And she decides to smack the wing. Pretty sure I said to prioritize the boss. Pretty sure I said to prioritize the boss, but it's okay. And she's smacking that right wing now. All right, Guinevere coming through. Guinevere is amazing, just helping us to get that damage dealt decrease up. And now the boss will go. We got one mark on the boss. As you can see, the buffs have kind of dropped off a bit on the boss, which is very much needed. We'll go ahead and smack this right wing, get this right wing down. And this is a much longer run than anyone wants to be running, you know. But if it works, it works. You let it farm and you come back. And we should just be okay to just kill the boss right here. So she's, you know, doing some crazy damage. Pretty crazy damage, right? Sarah, definitely MVP. She's over healing ridiculously. But if we look at like the battle stats here, yeah, we got Iweret, the new champ, doing the bulk of the damage for us. Guinevere is doing some solid damage as well. These guys not really contributing much, but she's doing some crazy damage for us, which is amazing. I don't know what she's going to do on the next stage. I'm probably going to test it out myself off cam, but I'm very pleased with this champion. Pretty sure that she's going to be usable everywhere, right? Everywhere. And if you have Sigrun, right? So if we go to the codex, especially if you run her with other Serpent's favor champions, as you see, I don't have Sigrun, but Sigrun is also Serpent's favor. You're going to be in the money, in the meta, as they say. So that's going to be all for this one, though, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the new champ below for sure. I'm excited about pulling her. Definitely want to get her in some more teams, test her out. I just got her leveled up, so we're going to be playing around with her a bit, but let me know your thoughts down below on the champ. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. If you would like to download the game, be sure to use the link in my description as well as the pinned comment. And until next time, guys, be good and be well.